the Democrats are going to retake the Senate, even though they have twice as many people up for re-election.
I mean, Sam, did you think that Hillary Clinton was the stronger candidate than Bernie Sanders against the Republicans?
No.
You didn't? You always thought Bernie Sanders was a stronger candidate than Hillary Clinton against the Republicans?
Yeah. I mean, particularly against Donald Trump.
Oh, I thought I had you on that one. God damn it. So I was trying to impugn your forecasting ability. I vote for the destruction of the Republican Party, as according to Chris Hayes and Ben Howe.
Well, I think Chris Hayes would tell you to vote for Hillary Clinton. And
yeah. So my point is, he helped split the opposition. Like the Democrats are like, wait a minute, my Democrat president's for this. This is some horrible right-wing policy, though. That's what I've been told. But he's for. So it split. If it was a Republican proposing this, all the Democrats would coalesce. All the independents.
If it was a Republican proposing this, it would have passed already because they control both houses of Congress, and it would have passed.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. What's happened is that when Barack Obama was president, that people vote against him. In midterm elections, it goes against the incumbency. So that's what people
more often than not, but not in 2002.
Okay, Sam. My plan is to filibuster any bad nominees that Donald Trump nominates, and we come to a compromise. Hey,
so you think the Democrats can maintain a filibuster over the course of those 4 years if there's 2 vacancies or 3 vacancies?
You think that Donald Trump can keep nominating maniacs to the Supreme Court who isn't a compromised judge? Why can't we force him to nominate a compromised judge? Why wouldn't we put the pressure on him? By the way, you act like
I would just say
scandals.
Thomas,
there will be constant
Alito,
scandals,
Roberts,
constant scandals surrounding Donald Trump. He will be the most ineffective president. This whole idea that somehow he will be equal standing when he nominates someone to the Supreme Court is ridiculous. They're gonna rip him a new one every time he does something. He will be over scrutinized. Hillary won't be as scrutinized as
You're
him.
Going to have a Democratic
her.
Senate and Congress for 2 years. They're going to be able to pass every single piece of legislation they want.
You're saying
Republican.
in 2 years, well,
you're going to have a Republican House, a Republican Senate, a Republican president
2 years.
For 2 years.
For 2 years. Yeah, I know this is my risk assessment. My risk assessment is that when Donald Trump proposes crazy stuff, we can coalesce, we can block him. Also, the Democrats can filibuster horrible stuff in the Senate. I'm saying fight, don't give in.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've made your case.
It doesn't sound, I mean, Sam, I understand we disagree, and I could be wrong. I'm saying this is my risk.
No, Jimmy, you're wrong.
I don't think it's because I don't understand.
It is
because I don't understand what's going on.
It is because because the idea that Peter Thiel and Merrick Garland would rule the same and there would be no demonstrable difference is absurd. It's absurd, Jimmy. I'm sorry. It's absurd.
It's
absurd.
Not my idea. That's not. I don't know. I agree. I don't even know who Peter Thiel is that much. So I that's not my idea. That was what. I'm not trying to throw my friend Steve under the bus, but that's not my main point, and I'll concede that point that Peter Thiel. I don't even know who he is really. So
the idea that the Democrats, the idea that the Democrats are going to take back the Senate and are going to be able to filibuster for 2 years, and assuming that no other vacancy opens up, also ignores all of the political history of this country. I've never heard of a 2-year failure to fill a Supreme Court seat, and certainly not during a time where there's no other news, and not during a time where the Republicans are going to control both houses. I'm sorry, it's absurd. It's absurd.
You know what I never
it's a screenplay.
You know what else I never heard of? Is that war crimes being ordered at the top of government and nobody prosecuting them. I never heard of that.
You've never heard of that? Because that has been basically the history of this country.
I never heard of our government suspending habeas corpus, which is in the Magna Carta. They did that. I couldn't believe what they did.
Under a Republican president with Republican justices.
I can't believe we have a surveillance state right now. I can't believe you want me to vote for a candidate who was full-throated supporting going in and destabilizing the Middle East.
No, Jimmy, wait, Jimmy, I don't want you to vote for anybody. I don't want you to, listen, no, Jimmy, you're missing my point. I don't want you to vote. I don't care who you vote for. You live in California. What I want you to do is to stop offering theories about politics on your platform that are bogus, that are not
Yeah, well, I think I just
by,
proved to you they're not bogus, Sam. You haven't
didn't.
proved that they're bogus at all, except that you said it.
Well-
I think I just kind of showed you how you're wrong about all this stuff, and you're voting out of fear again. Out of fear. Oh, because there might be 2 Supreme Court judges. What if there's 3? What if the moon falls into Lake Michigan? What are we going to do then?
No.
Without batting an eye, they won't fill that seat. And I'm saying the Democrats could do the same thing. And you're saying they won't.
Look at the polling of the Democratic Party. Look at the polling of the
you're
Democratic Party. The Democratic
offering more-
voters don't want their senators to do that. Republican voters do. Do you think that means nothing?
Oh, say it again.
If you look at polling as to actions of Democratic senators versus Republican senators, Republicans don't want compromise. Republican voters. Democratic voters do. Now,
You're standing by that Congress is influenced by voters.
I know that Democratic politicians project that they will compromise and Republicans don't, and because their voters want those things.
Okay.
And
Well,
there's
we
no
both know
big
that-
money. There's no big money interests that are on the other side of that. And so that
someone
Martin
who-
Gillard's research that you're talking about shows that the only time that money trumps is when it's contested. And money doesn't give a shit about whether or not Republicans put on a face that they're not going to compromise and obstruct. And money doesn't give a shit whether or not Democratic politicians compromise. They don't care about that. They care about their issues. So go back, read that Gillen stuff, and understand it better.
I'm not telling anybody to vote for Donald Trump, by the way.